Welcome back to our data visualization learning session. Today, I'll be talking about is illustration of who, what, and how. In last session, we discussed about importance of knowing the context of the data, and because of that, we didn't even talk about visualization. In this session, we won't be talking about visualization either. Instead, we'll be talking about a situation in a professional experience of the author and how the context impacted his experience. And by the side, I also encourage you to think about any relevant experience in your career. Let's get started. An example of the higher education from the author, he talks about imagining being in a university assessment office and there is a situation where a university has just launched a special web-based summer session for incoming freshmen as a tool for them to succeed in introductory chemistry. Now, looking at this course, who are the people, who are the stakeholders here in this chemistry course? There are three potential stakeholders or audiences. One, it's the chemistry department who created this course. They may be involved in understanding how the student perform after taking this pilot course. Second would be student itself. They'll be interested in is it worth taking time to enroll in course before the college start? And thirdly, the budget department. They would be interested in what's the value of this course and if this course received adequate funding and whether to fund this course in next session. So there are many stakeholders here, but we'll be only focusing on budget office. Now let's focus on budget office and we'll ask two more questions for the budget office. What and how? For what, there are two components. what would be show what will show that program was a success and what will provide a good rationale to continue funding for the program in same rate or decreased rate or increased rate for next session. Second question is how. How do you define a success? The success can be defined in a couple of ways. First, you can survey the students who took the course, or second way or more accurate way to measure success is to understand or measure the difference between two groups, the student who took the course and students who did not took the course. You can measure that and you can present it to the budget office. There can be two results of this measurement. Either there's a huge difference, or there's a significant difference, or there's no difference, not a significant difference. If you see a significant difference, then the budget office should continue funding for the program. While we are at it, we should not forget the non-supporting data. That is, if there is no significant difference. If we don't add the non-supporting data, then we'll be just painting a one-sided story. When we are presenting a non-supporting data, we should contextualize the data with the supporting data such that the decision maker will have a full story. Yes, it will muddy the water, but it will build a trust with the audience as well, which will help you in the long run. Now the question arises, what to do if there is no significant difference or significant positive difference? In that case, you will still need to present the data and base a recommendation on data. There might be cases where the, the continued funding is warranted based on some other qualitative reason, and they should be marshaled separately. No matter what, you should never exclude the data that doesn't support your argument. And that's the final thought. Secondly, now we'll talk about the big ideas according to the book Resonate from Nancy Durante. This book presents three main ideas, big ideas. First is articulate a unique point of view. Secondly, convey the stakes. And thirdly, be it a complete sentence. What are the three main ideas? Articulate a unique point of view, convey the stakes, be a complete sentence. Those are the three main ideas. Sounds easy, right? Now, let's try to apply that in our chemistry class visualization. Can you think of three big ideas in our chemistry class visualization? Here's the answer from the author. The author says that a sentence including three big ideas is pilot web-based seminar chemistry session was a success at improving outcome for students who took introductory chemistry in the fall. Therefore, we recommend continuing to fund the program for next year. It sounds simple, right? But it's not always intuitive. Now, I ask you to think about an experience from your work that you can come up with to present the three big ideas. In the end, I will leave you with a quote from Blaise Pascal, a famous mathematician. He says, I would have written a shorter letter, but I didn't have time. This says that writing something clear and concise is not intuitive and it takes hard work, but it is absolutely necessary. Let me quickly summarize what we discussed today. We talked about starting with who, and we discussed about a chemistry learning session and talked about who are the stakeholders there, audiences there, and we talked about what and how of the program. We talked about non-supporting evidence, which should not be excluded from our presentation. And we talk about a big idea or recommendation and how to write a big idea recommendation at the end. That's all for today. I'll see you in next learning session.